What's up, it's your boy Tuh-reek Ali and welcome back to your boy's channel. How are you doing today? I hope that you're feeling positive. I hope that you're feeling beautiful. I hope that you're feeling strong, capable. I'm caring about, your well-being, okay? Because if nobody else is doing it, Tarek Ali is gonna do it, okay? So I hope that you guys are good. Today, we're gonna be talking about a topic that I've been wanting to talk about for a while because I just feel like a lot of women, need to hear it. We're gonna be talking about how homophobic boyfriends affect straight women, or how homophobic men in general affect straight women, okay? Because I think a lot of women don't think that homophobic men actually affects them directly. I think that they think homophobic men only affects gay people. And I know that the word homophobic really does pertain to gay people or queer people. But girl, you will be affected in some ways. So, in this video, I'm really gonna get into that. Y'all know I never come here to be right, okay? I just come to start the conversation because it is not only about me, okay? This is about a community, this is about all of us. So please make sure that during this video, you are commenting what you think, your opinions, what do you agree with, what do you not agree with? It's all about that. You don't have to agree with me all the time, and you will not agree with me all the time. I hope that you don't agree with me all the time, okay? So, let's get started. So look, before we get started into this conversation, y'all know I like to drink wine. This is some cheap wine, girl. Look, I did not feel like going to Kroger, and girl, I had to go to the corner store. So we're gonna be drinking some Pinot Grigio, and we're gonna get right into this conversation, girl. First of all, let me just say no friend of mine is gonna be dating a homophobe. The only time there is an exception is when it's your family. Okay, you can't do nothing about no homophobic mama. Okay, I'm not asking you to disown your mama. I'm not asking you to disown your cousin, girl. You know what I mean? I don't care how long we've been friends or been, cool in it, whatever. I don't care. When y'all are laying down in the bed and he's talking about you, you're just sitting there and you're not saying anything. He's saying all these things about gay people. He's saying the F word. He calling me the F word, and you just sitting there like, stop. Stop. And he keep going. That's all you do. That's all you do is stop. And I've had friends like that in high school where they would just have boyfriends that just talked about me or just felt uncomfortable around, like just looking at me like this. And I'm not even the most feminine person. But I'll just be sitting there, girl, and just being myself just like this. And they don't say nothing. They just let it be. And they feel like it's never going to affect them. But girl, let's get into the tea. Let's get into the tea. I do think silence is compliance. By you not saying anything and by you not standing up, they think that they can be homophobic around you. And they think that that's fine. They pretty much think that you agree with them because you're not saying anything against it. Now, if I sat here and said Beyonce can't sing and she's the worst performer of all time, if you sit here and don't say nothing, I'm pretty much gonna think that you agree. And it's much more than just homophobia. This is the same with white people. Now, if I had a white friend that had a white husband or a white whatever that was saying all these racist things when I'm not there and they're not standing up for me or saying anything about that, I mean, we have reason to believe that they agree with whatever is being said around them, don't we? They feel like you're a safe space for them to be homophobic. You're a safe space for them to be racist. You're a safe space for them to be misogynistic. Whenever you're silent, you're compliant, okay? And you're enabling that hate. And this message isn't just for straight women. I feel like this message also needs to be to gay, not even gay, but just queer people in general. If your friend is sitting around and kikiing with people that talk shit about you, you wouldn't be friends with that person. So why is it okay when their boyfriend is being homophobic? Why are we okay with this? That's not something you should be okay with. Okay, so how does this affect women? How does homophobic men, homophobic boyfriends affect women? Okay, so look, let me just say that usually a man is not blatantly or strongly homophobic because they really have a problem with gay people. Usually it has nothing to do with that. Usually it's not that. You see how a lot of women, they may have their views about gay people. They may be heterosexist. They may think that being gay is I'm a Christian, whatever. But they don't go to certain extents. You know what I mean? They'll still dance with gay people in a club and be cool with us, but still have their true inner feelings about gay people. But do you notice that there are some men that go out of their way to be blatantly homophobic? You know what I mean? This usually has nothing to do with us. This usually has nothing to do with gay people. It usually has nothing to do with me. It usually has to do with the man being very insecure. It usually has to do with trying to make themselves seem more masculine. And because we normalize masculinity with being straight, it has to do with them looking more straight. They're trying to go as far and deviate as far away from homosexuality as possible. So what do? To do that, they talk about gay people and they degrade gay people. They talk about how it's wrong because the more you do that, the more straight you are, okay? Because you're so against this, you're so that, okay? Because it's polar opposites. You're either gay or you're straight. And I'm saying that in a sarcastic way. But yeah, so them being homophobic usually has nothing to do with actual gay people. It has to do with their position on the spectrum. It has to do with how other people perceive them. It has to do with how women see them. It has to do with how gay people see them. It has to do with how they see themselves. And usually they're not that secure and they don't see themselves as that much. Usually they see themselves as this big, okay? And them talking about gay people and degrading gay people is a way that they can become bigger. It's one thing not to agree with gay people, like, that's not even a thing. I just know that's something that a lot of straight people say, but you can't really agree with something that's going to be there regardless. It's kind of like, oh, I don't agree with black people, or I don't agree with the blue sky, but hey, if that's what y'all want to say, it's one thing to not agree with us, okay, but it's another to like go out of your way and to be blatantly homophobic and to bring it up when people are not even talking about it or point it out when nobody's even looking at it. And when a man is not comfortable in his masculinity, which also translates to him not being comfortable in his sexuality, because like I said, those things are normalized together, it creates toxic masculinity. And toxic masculinity is not something that just affects gay people. This is something that affects women. When a man has a toxic masculinity, he's going to do things that make him feel more masculine, make him feel more like a man, makes him feel more straight. Okay, and this is not only just talking about gay people. This isn't just being homophobic because that makes him feel more like a man, but he's going to do things to women to make him feel more like a man. I mean, look at the history of times. Men over time, for centuries, have put down women to make themselves feel more like a man. This is why a lot of men rape. It's because it gives them power. They feel dominant. They feel like a man. They feel masculine. It's a lot of things that go into that, but I'm going to go into the 4 top ways that they're going to do this in a relationship. Now, the first thing he will do or may do is be controlling, okay? He's going to control his girlfriend. Okay, now how does this translate? It's because when you have toxic masculinity, I cannot say toxic, girl. It's hard to say, girl, or is it the wine? But when a man has toxic masculinity, he's always trying to build his own confidence and his own masculinity. And what other way to do that than to make a woman feel less than or make himself feel more dominant? And to be dominant, you have to be in control. Okay, now, for a man to be controlled, he's going to control you. He's going to tell you who you can be friends with, who you can't be friends with, where you can go, where you can't go, girl. He's going to ask to check your phone, girl. He's going to tell you what you can't wear. He's going to be controlling because that control makes him feel empowered. It makes him feel like he has power. Well, it is power to tell somebody what they can and can't do, and that is one way that a lot of men show dominance in masculinity and to build their egos over women is by controlling them. The second thing he will do, which is kind of like the first one, but just in a very specific way, he will put you down. With men like this, you have to continuously stroke their ego because they are not confident and they are not secure in themselves. He will point out a lot of things that he doesn't like about you because he can't point out the things that he doesn't like about himself. Okay, there's a lot of things about himself that he won't be able to tell you, which is his discomfort with his masculinity. A lot of men don't even know how to, disclose or identify that. I think a lot of men don't even realize that they have discomfort with their masculinity or they don't feel confident enough in their masculinity, in their sexuality. And girl, you're going to find yourself always having to stroke his ego so that he can feel better about that. Because it's always easier to point out other people's shortcomings and what they could improve on or what we don't like about them than to talk about the ones that we need to do within ourselves, okay? And a lot of these men are going to do that to their girlfriends and to their women, okay? Because they're uncomfortable with their masculinity and they don't even know how to verbalize that. And this doesn't even have to be in a relationship. People all the time tear down other people to make themselves feel better. If he's uncomfortable about his masculinity and his sexuality, what makes you think that he won't point out the things about yours that he doesn't like, or about your life, or about your body, or about your looks, or about your femininity that he doesn't like, so that he can feel comfortable about his? Another thing he will do is he won't let you be a strong woman. Okay, girl, I'm telling you, a lot of these men, they're uncomfortable with themselves, so why would they be okay with you being strong, confident, having more money, having a good job? These are the men that don't want you to get that promotion, girl. It's the same man that don't want you paying for the bill, and he paid for the last 5 and you just want to pay for 1, but he's not okay with that. He's going to use you in every way possible to make himself feel more like a man. So why would he want a strong woman to take control or to have any type of control or any type of dominance in a relationship if he just, girl, it's unrealistic. It's unrealistic. Another thing he'll do is not take the time to take interest in your interests, but he'll expect you to take interest in his. What I mean by that is, for example, he'll lay down and he'll watch sports. Girl, you might hate sports, but he expects you to lay there and be there and, you know, like, damn, you can't even sit here and watch sports with me. But the time you watch Real Housewives or something like that, girl, he will not sit down and watch it with you, girl. He will not go with you to get your nails done. He will not pick out a nail color for you, girl. He will not, anything that has to do with femininity, girl, he's not here for that, okay? Because he doesn't want you to ever have a hint that he may be feminine just a tad bit, girl. He doesn't want to be anything other than hypermasculine. He wants to make sure that you look at him as a real man, okay? And a real man can sit down and watch Real Housewives with his girlfriend. A real man can go to the nail shop and pick out a color for his girlfriend. A real man can go buy makeup for his girlfriend. That has nothing to do with you being less of a man, being gay. That's you being there with your woman and taking interest in things that she likes to do. That is a part of her life. Now, men that are not secure with themselves are not going to do that with you. They don't want you to ever have any reason to say that they are anything other than masculine. Okay? They don't want you to ever think that they have any type of feminine qualities, any feminine interests, and your interests are feminine. They may be feminine. And so he doesn't want you to think that he ever has an interest in that because he's so uncomfortable with his masculinity. And you know, a lot of people are going to confuse this conversation or me saying that him being homophobic means that he's gay. That is the case some of the times. That's not the case all of the times. You have to realize that as men in America and as an African American black man here in America, we were raised to be hypermasculine. We were not allowed to cry when we was little. Like, stop crying, that's for girls, that's for girls, this is for girls, that's for girls. So we were not allowed access to any feminine things, and we were not allowed access to emotions. We could not have emotions, and the more you had emotions, the more you were like a girl. So when you raise men like this, and you train them to be hypermasculine, and you train them that anything feminine or any feminine qualities pulls them away from being a man, then I would be scared of it too, okay? You know, it took me some time to break out of trying to be hypermasculine. I was never mad. I was never hypermasculine. But I was constantly trying. I wasn't that successful at it, but I was constantly trying only because that was the way that I was raised to be, because it was the right thing as a man. Okay, so sometimes it's not even about a man being gay and he's trying to hide it. Sometimes it has to do with the man trying to be the best way that he was told that a man should be. Okay, if you're taught that that's the best way, and this is the best man, this is the strongest man, this is the most qualified man for a marriage, and you want to be in a marriage, I mean, it makes sense. Okay, so I just want to say that we have to stop this narrative that men have to be hypermasculine to be a man. Like, that's a man, that's a strong man. Like, you can be a strong man and still have feminine qualities. Some of the times, a homophobic man like this, a man that's not secure with himself, it sometimes can mean that you got a gay man on your hands. Yes, it does, and I think we all know this. Some of the most homophobic men are usually the ones that are gay or not gay or bisexual or, you know, queer or pan, anything, girl. It usually means that they have some curiosity and they're trying to deter people from the idea that they may have that curiosity and they're trying to hide it. And sometimes it's not that. Sometimes it really is just what it seems like, an insecure man. And you know, sometimes it's not going to always be blatant. Like, it's not going to always just be when he sees a gay person, he calls them an F word. Like, sometimes it's going to be a little subtle. It's going to be, y'all are in a conversation, and because I'm in that conversation, a gay man, he's not going to engage. Like, he's going out of his way to avoid gay people. Another thing they'll do is they'll never like to talk about it. Like, you'll probably bring it up, or you'll see something on Instagram, or you see a gay person or a gay person that you follow, they don't want to talk about them. Okay, if you got a cousin that's gay, they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about anything gay. They don't want to talk about anything queer. Like, they're just so uncomfortable when the conversation comes up. And that should be a red flag for you. Because let me just tell you something. No secure man, no confident man that is really okay with himself, his masculinity, his sexuality, is going to feel uncomfortable around another human being. The men that are secure and confident in themselves are the ones that are going to let women be women. They're going to let women be free. Okay, they're going to love women the right way. They're going to let women be strong. They're going to let women be successful. No homophobic, toxic, masculine man that's uncomfortable with himself is ever going to do that for a woman. And I'm sitting here, I'm letting you know this now. I'm telling you, it does not stop at homophobia. It is way bigger than just gay people, girl. So straight women, what can you do? Okay, you can hold your man accountable. Okay, you can ask him, how do you feel about gay people? See how he feels. Does he get uncomfortable? Does he start stuttering? You know, does he have gay friends? Does he have gay family? Figure these things out, girl, because it's way bigger than just gay people, okay? Because the way he feels about that usually is going to affect you, Okay, and if you don't see it now, you will see it in the long run. And then when you do, I want you to come back to this video and I want you to comment it in the comments, because every single person in high school, every single person years ago, long time ago, that I have told, like, look, yo man, they usually break up because of the reasons I said in this video. Like, I'm telling you. Okay, so look, if you know something else, or if you have had an experience with a man like this, or if you're a gay person and you have a friend like this, please tell me your experience, please tell me your story, tell me your opinions, what do you agree with, what do you not agree with. Please let me know in the comments, okay? My name is Tarek Ali. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.